What's up, guys? Brad Thomas with What's the Spread, Bet Karma. I had set up my camera and my everything and my webcam because I wanted to record some stuff for school, but I just decided to give my thoughts real quick. This is my thoughts on VAR, and I need to say this. Listen, VAR is ridiculous at this point. I understand that we live in a society where we need everything to be correct. A couple things here that I have to say. One, reviewing offsides. By rule, I know that if someone's offsides, they have an advantage. But can you tell me what advantage does someone have by having 1 inch in front of another? Or wait, what about perception, right? So we're replaying this, right? Let's say a header comes into the box and they're offsides at the time of contact to the head. Let's say they're less than 1 inch offsides. How are you possibly going to know when the ball contacts someone's head, right? Like, isn't that a matter of perception? Depending on who is the person that is recording this, rewinding this and reviewing this, anything could happen. I mean, like, let's say it's 2 milliseconds later where it's touching the top of my head. That can be the dictating factor if I'm offsides or I'm onsides. Like, at what point do we start holding the VAR team accountable? Let's look at Liverpool. Liverpool is playing Newcastle United, right? Newcastle United gets destroyed by an unlucky handball that provided no advantage. Literally less than a few hours later, Chelsea's playing against West Ham. Chelsea clearly touched the ball with their arms, and that could have stopped the ball from going inside the net. Hit his body first, touched his arm, no handball. What? Okay, but then we move forward. Later on in the match, the defender's clearing the ball. His foot's coming down, and he steps on the back of the leg of one of the Chelsea's player. Instant red, kicked out. Unfair. The craziest part is they went to VAR. VAR couldn't make the decision. Then they went to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh had to rewind 4, 5, 6 times to decide if that truly is a clear and obvious foul. To me, clear and obvious means one time. I look at it once. If I can make an easy determining factor that is egregious and he needs to be tossed, boom. That is where I think we need to draw the line somewhere. It's controversial takes. Whatever. At some point, people have to be held accountable. It's not because I have a wager on one side or the other. Because let's be honest, in that Liverpool game, I took Liverpool, but I would sacrifice my money to uphold the dignity of the game. I heard someone tell me that they stopped watching English football because VAR's inconsistencies. We need to figure out a way to make it more consistent, because to one set of officials, one rule is egregious, and to another, it's an everyday play. Until we get that continuity inside the rule, inside the VAR room, then there's always going to be question and gray areas. And when you can't have gray areas, when you're dealing with people's emotions, you're dealing with people's money. Those are two very important things that we need to cherish, because the game of football is precious. And I will tell you, the game of football probably has the most passionate fans out of any sport. So we need to address the VAR rule. I know, who am I to say this, right? Like, just some average Joe off the street. I don't even live overseas. I live in the United States of America, whatever. I'm a football fan. Die hard, love football. But I don't love VAR until it becomes consistent. The inconsistencies are damaging. It's something that we need to address. And thank you guys for listening to my rant. I really, really just wanted to get this out there because it's been weighing heavy on my mind. Now, I'll give you a quick example before I let you go. So I tweeted something that said, "Hey, Premier League, when are we going to review the inconsistencies of VAR?" But I forgot to press send, right? And another egregious VAR ruling happened in the West Ham game, and I go to tweet Premier League, and I already had this tweet loaded, and I was like, what was it? Oh, yeah, that was during the Liverpool game. we could have an entire slate of Premier League action, and there's going to be inconsistencies the entire time. But we can't have that. We can't have inconsistencies when the referees are the governing body. I imagine how hard it is for professionals. They're getting paid to do this. This is their livelihoods. And you guys are dictating it with an inconsistent set of standards. Guys, thank you so much. I'm not doing this for people to subscribe, like, rate, or anything. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders to just say this out in public. So I'm not going to ask you to rate, like, subscribe, comment, any of that. All I'm going to ask you guys to do is have a great rest of the day and continue loving football. Take care.